What is nitrogen? Nitrogen is an essential building block of amino and nucleic acids, essential to life on Earth. Amino acids are incorporated to proteins, and proteins are the reason for the growth of many living organisms here on Earth. These proteins are present in the bases that make up nucleic acids, such as RNA and DNA. In plants, nitrogen is much used in chlorophyll molecules, which are essential for photosynthesis and further growth. What are the forms of nitrogen that can be found on the nitrogen cycle? 1. Nitrogen gas. 2. Nitrates. Nitrates are absorbed by plants. 3. Ammonium. Ammonium are decaying material/waste. Nitrites and ammonia can also be found on the nitrogen cycle. What is the role of the bacteria in the nitrogen cycle? Bacteria either make nitrates or remove nitrates. Types of bacteria: 1. Denitrifying, removes nitrates. 2. Nitrifying, makes nitrates from ammonia. 3. Nitrogen fixing, makes nitrates from nitrogen gas. The processes of nitrogen cycle. Organic nitrogen may be in the form of a living organism, humus or any other intermediate products of organic matter decomposition. The main process of nitrogen cycle is to transform nitrogen from one form to another, and these processes are carried out by microbes, in the form of energy harvesting or accumulation of nitrogen in a form needed for growth. Nitrogen fixation. Atmospheric nitrogen must be fixed in order for the plants to use it. Some fixation comes from lightning strikes, but most of the fixation is done by free-living or symbiotic bacteria. These bacteria have the nitrogenase enzyme that combines gaseous nitrogen with hydrogen to produce ammonia, which is then further converted by the bacteria to make their own organic compounds. Some nitrogen-fixing bacteria, such as Rhizobium, live in the root nodules of legumes such as peas or beans. Here they form a mutualistic relationship with the plant, producing ammonia in exchange for carbohydrates. Nutrient-poor soils can be planted with legumes to enrich them with nitrogen. Conversion of nitrogen. The conversion of nitrogen from the atmosphere into a form readily available to plants and hence to animals is an important step in the nitrogen cycle, which distributes the supply of this essential nutrient. Ways to convert N to 1. Biological fixation. Some symbiotic bacteria, most often associated with leguminous plants, and some free-living bacteria are able to fix nitrogen as organic nitrogen. 2. Industrial nitrogen fixation, under great pressure, at a temperature of 600 C, and with the use of an iron catalyst. Hydrogen, usually derived from natural gas or petroleum, and atmospheric nitrogen can be combined to form ammonia NH3 in the Haber-Bosch process, which is used to make fertilizer and explosives. 3. Combustion of fossil fuels, automobile engines and thermal power plants, which release various nitrogen oxides NOx. 4. Formulation of NO from N to NO2 due to protons and especially lightning. Assimilation plants take nitrogen from the soil, by absorption through their roots in the form of either nitrate ions or ammonium ions. All nitrogen obtained by animals can be traced back to the eating of plants at some stage of the food chain. In plants that have a symbiotic relationship with Rhizobia, some nitrogen is assimilated in the form of ammonium ions directly from the nodules. It is now known that there is a more complex cycling of amino acids between Rhizobia bacteroids and plants. The plant provides amino acids to the bacteroids, so ammonia assimilation is not required, and the bacteroids pass amino acids with the newly fixed nitrogen back to the plant, thus forming an interdependent relationship. Ammonification: when the plant or animal dies, or an animal expels waste, the initial form of nitrogen is organic. Bacteria, or fungi in some cases, convert the organic nitrogen within the remains back into ammonium NH4+, a process called ammonification or mineralization. Nitrification: the conversion of ammonia to nitrate is called nitrification, and it is performed by soil-living bacteria and other nitrifying bacteria. In the primary stage of nitrification, the oxidation of ammonium NH4+ is performed by bacteria such as the Nitrosomonas species, which converts ammonia to nitrites NO2. Other bacterial species, such as the Nitrobacter, are responsible for the oxidation of the nitrites into nitrates NO3. It is important for the ammonia to be converted to nitrates because accumulated nitrites are toxic to plant life. Denitrification: denitrification is the reduction of nitrates back into the largely inert nitrogen gas and to completing the nitrogen cycle. This process is performed by bacterial species such as Pseudomonas and Clostridium in anaerobic conditions. They use the nitrate as an electron acceptor in the place of oxygen during respiration.